Hello, chess friends, and welcome to Jozarov's chess channel, and welcome to our best chess games of all time series. So, in this series, we're following the best chess games that have been ever played in chess history, and today I wanted to show you a really great game played by Alexander Morozevich against Garry Kasparov. This game was played in 1995 in Paris in a Grand Prix tournament in a rapid format. So this tournament, Garry Kasparov won in a shocking final against Vladimir Kramnik. And I think it was really a great rapid tournament because many great players participated, like Vichy Anand, Nigel Short, really the top grandmasters of the 90s. And here it's really a funny thing that Alexander Morozevich in this game that I wanted to show you today pulled off the King's Gambit against Garry Kasparov. Probably he was motivated by one game in 1993 in which Garry Kasparov lost with the black pieces against Nigel Short. Nigel Short really destroyed Garry Kasparov in the King's Gambit line, and here I wanted to show you really a brave decision by Alexander Morozevich to again face the world champion and try to play this very aggressive opening. And let's see how the legendary beast from Baku handled now this very aggressive King's Gambit. So e4 played by Morozevich, e5, f4 the King's Gambit, and we have e takes f4 the King's Gambit accepted. So basically Kasparov is saying to Morozevich, okay, show me what you got, kid. Show me what you have learned in this very nice opening. After the move e takes f4, we have knight to f3. Still common theory, of course, of the King's Gambit. Now we have d6, which is this so-called Fischer defense against the King's Gambit accepted lines. The idea behind this move, d6, is always to keep this diagonal active for like square bishop. Most of the times in the King's Gambit accepted lines, we have troubles in order to develop the light square bishop, but still, of course, this is not played in the game. My recommendation when you play against the King's Gambit accepted lines, you should maybe try here this move knight to f6 after e5, knight to h5 is a very annoying idea, I think, for white to handle. But okay, we'll leave that for maybe for a King's Gambit accepted series if I decide to do one. So here in the game, as I said, d6 played by Garry Kasparov, leaving this very important light square diagonal open, and now we have d4. Of course, the idea to get this pawn central control, these two pawns are restricting always these four important central squares, never allow some minor piece activities on this four squares, so very important move. And we have now g5 played by Garry. This is a very important move, and this is already a risky choice now for white what to do, because basically what black is already threatening is to keep the pawn chain with potential h6 and f6 moves to get really a compact position. That's why Morozevich cracked immediately the position with the move h4. It's also a common idea in the King's Gambit accepted lines. And now we have g4 by Kasparov. We have knight to g5, and this knight is a little bit loose now on the board. So that's why here we have the immediate opportunity to attack the knight. And still, this is all King's Gambit accepted main theory, but here you see now that Alexander Morozevich, of course, plays now this knight to f7 sacrifice, but his next couple of moves have to be really great attacking moves in order to really surprise Garry Kasparov. Here after king to f7 we have bishop takes f4, and okay, maybe you could try here immediately bishop to c4, but maybe then black could escape here on g7 or similar ideas. Here in the game, bishop to f4, bishop to g7 played by Kasparov, and now we have finally this move bishop to c4. So this bishop's activity is perfectly fine. We see these bishops are aiming really on dangerous diagonals, and the problem now from black's perspective is that we have not developed these two minor pieces, also this rook. Still this knight has to come out, and you see white has already this dominant center with this very nice bishop's activity. King to e8 played by Kasparov, getting the king on the starting square. The king is now really endangered. You have to be careful what to do here. And now castling played by Morozevich, also common idea here. If you take the pawn immediately, there is always this tactical threat to play something like bishop to f7. Of course, you don't have to take it, but still, if the king goes somewhere to e7 or d7 or even d8, there are always some discovered attack possibilities. If you, for instance, take, this is now the main threat, bishop to g3, discover the attack, and you lose the queen. So that's why Kasparov delayed now a little bit the situation around this h4 pawn. He played simply a developing move, which is sort of a provocative move, putting our knight on a square where basically the pawn can attack the knight. But we would love to do that. We would love that white plays this move d5. If that happens, of course, then we would have a compact position finally in the center with potential knight to e5 moves. You see this bishop would be blocked out. You couldn't participate in the attack anymore with this light square bishop, so that's why here knight to c6, a very nice move to defend here with the knight. And in the game, Morozevich tried bishop to e3, which was now basically, I think, his main mistake in the game. A better idea is to play here c3, I think, simply keeping this active bishop here on, at least it's on an active square on f4. If now queen takes h4 happens, still we would have this same possibility, or we could even try queen to d3 with some g3 ideas, and then simply play knight to d2, regrouping, getting our rooks on the e and f file, and maybe try to open the position in front of black's king and try really to attack it with this dangerous rook. So that's why here I think it was an inaccurate move by Morozevich to play the move bishop to e3. It's too passive. When you play the king's gambit as white, you cannot make passive moves, you cannot make retreating moves, you have to be active. Bishop to e3, and Garry Kasparov, of course, one of the best attackers, will counter-attack you. He played now immediately, now finally this move queen to h4, and now we have rook to f7. Very nice rook lift, of course. This is an annoying rook. How to face this rook's activity. In the game, Kasparov tried rook to h7, protecting, of course, the bishop, and now we have e5. A normal idea, of course, by white to open the position, try to really get some activities with some other pieces. And now Kasparov played, I think, a great defensive move, knight to a5, attacking the bishop. The bishop has to retreat. Bishop to d3 was played, and now king takes f7. We have not castle, queen to f1, played by Alexander Morozevich, deflecting the king a little bit from the defense of these minor pieces. Again, the king has to go on an unnatural square on e7, and now Morozevich has the opportunity to take here this rook on h7. So still, this is a complex position, but again, I think black has regrouped here. As I mentioned, you have many times the troubles with this light square bishop. Although this light square bishop hasn't participated in the game, still it has a good activity as it covers normal squares here on light squares. So that's why I think that this attack by Alexander Morozevich is a little bit splashed. In the game, you see now Garry has the opportunity to play a developing move, bishop to e6, which is also a protective move, knight to d2, and now rook to f8, very important move, kicking away the queen. And you see how Garry Kasparov get out of this mess. Now he has a good activity with the pieces. He is a piece up because Morozevich played on this very dangerous piece sacrifice. Now we have e takes d6, not a problem. We have c takes d6, and now queen to e2, king to d8. Now Garry Kasparov can bring his king into security even here on b8. In the game now, finally, this move c3, but it's a little bit too late. Garry Kasparov regrouped, knight to e7. We have rook to e1, and now bishop to c4. Very nice attacking move. If you take, of course, then we can again take. You cannot take the knight because you lose simply the rook. So that's why here, after bishop to c4, Morozevich tried bishop to f2, and now Garry Kasparov played a very aggressive rook takes f2. We have king takes f2, and now g3, and it was game over in this position. Alexander Morozevich resigned. So that's not the way how you play the king's gambit against Garry Kasparov. Great defensive play, reactivating moves by Garry Kasparov, really improving the position of the pieces, activating the pieces in a very fast way. Great defense and great counterattack here by the legendary beast from Baku, and I think it was really instructive and a great game in this King's Gambit accepted line. So, okay, I hope that you enjoyed this game. Meanwhile, you can watch my other best chess games of all time. with some more Garry Kasparov, Vasily Ivanchuk, and many of these great tacticians in chess history games. And you can also watch my best chess games played by computers with some Alpha Zero, Lila Zero, Stockfish games, and many more. And you can also subscribe to my channel if you like this content. Thanks you for watching, guys, and chess is the best, of course.